Hello, hi, welcome once again to M5's English language learning program, Let's Speak English. I'm Gav Duncan and I'm here on your TV to help you learn English. Now, are you sitting comfortably? Yes? Good. And are you ready for today's lesson? Yes? Good. Okay, well let's learn English together. And welcome to the studio, all of you fine TV viewers out there somewhere in Hungary. How is everybody today? Are you all doing well? Is your day going well? Are you ready for your daily session of English with M5? Yes? Good. Now, what's the situation regarding the animals? Is Gusti, the dog, dancing around in circles like a mad chicken? Yes? Okay. So that means that there's no change there then. And Margot, what about Margot the cat? The laziest cat in the world. Is she lying there on top of the TV set? Snoozing? Yes? Yeah, I thought she would be. Okay, and what about the newest member of our team? What about Nigel, eh? Nigel, the fantastic guinea pig. Is Nigel tired out after a morning of eating carrots and spinning around in his wheel? Yes? Good. Okay, so you're all ready, we're all ready, so there's only one thing left to do. Yes, it's that time again. Time to give the animals their orders. So, Gusti, no dancing for 15 minutes. Do you think you can handle that? Yes? Good. Margot, sleep as much as you want, but make sure you don't block the TV screen. Okay? Okay. And Nigel. Wonderful, nice Nige. Okay, Nige, you know what you have to do, don't you? Yes, that's right. You have to keep quiet. You have to make sure that there are no funny snorting, grunting, squeaking noises from your cage for the next quarter of an hour. All right? Good. Okay. So, one quick last check. Are you all sitting comfortably in an armchair or on a sofa? Yes? Good. And do you all have a refreshing drink by your side? A coffee, perhaps, or maybe a cup of tea. Perhaps you've got a cool, refreshing glass of something cold. Some sort of soft drink, full of ice cubes next to you. I don't know, but I hope that you're all comfortable with something to drink, ready for today's lesson. And here we go. Let the lesson begin. And today, we're back with the Benchfields. Last week, we saw Mary and Elizabeth when they went shopping for shoes, didn't we? We saw that Lizzie found 2 pairs of shoes that she liked, but there was a problem, wasn't there? Yes, Lizzie's feet are size 36, but the shop only had size 36 in one of the pairs of shoes that she liked. Still, it wasn't a big problem because the shop assistant brought another pair of shoes that were similar to the ones she liked. And Lizzie liked this pair the most. So, Lizzie tried the shoes on and they fitted. They were the right size. Not too big and not too small. Mary bought the shoes for Lizzie. Well, to be more accurate, Mary tried to buy the shoes for Lizzie, but there was another problem at the till, wasn't there? Do you all remember the word till? That's the cash register in a shop. When we want to pay for something, we go to a cashier, the person in a shop who handles money, and we give them the money for the thing we want to buy. The cashier takes the money, counts it to make sure that we've given them the right amount of money, and then they put it into the till. They put the money into the cash register, and the machine registers how much money was put in. Now, to register means to make a note of something, to record something. And a cash register does exactly that. The machine records how much money goes in and how much money goes out. When we pay for something in a shop, often we don't have the exact change. If we have to pay 2,345 forints, then we could spend all morning looking for the exact change, the exact amount of money, looking through our pockets and in the hidden corners of our bags, searching for the exact amount. not 2,346, not 2,344, but the exact amount, exactly 2,345. But it's not worth it. It's like using a sledgehammer to crack a nut. It's a waste of time. We know that the cashier can give us change. So instead of spending 23 minutes searching in our pockets and in the hidden corners of our bags, we give the cashier more money than the exact amount, and they give us some change back. This way, we can pay for what we bought and leave. And the people behind us in the queue can also pay for their things and get on with their lives. If we start to try and find the exact change, then very quickly, the people standing behind us in the queue will become impatient and tell us to hurry up and get a move on. They have places to go, things to do, people to see, and they don't want to have to spend 23 minutes of their lives waiting for us to find the exact change, do they? No, they most certainly don't. Now, let's just have a quick look at some of that vocabulary for a moment, shall we? The exact amount is the precise quantity of something. If a shirt costs 13,235 forints, and I give the cashier a 10,000 forint banknote, a 2,000 forint banknote, a 1,000 forint banknote, a 200 forint coin, a 20 forint coin, a 10 forint coin, and a 5 forint coin, then I give the cashier the exact amount that the shirt costs. I give the cashier the precise amount of money that the shirt costs. I don't give them more, and I don't give them less. I give them the exact amount, the precise quantity of money that I have to pay for the shirt. Now, when I buy the shirt, or when I, or my wife, or your dad, or your nephew, or anyone buys the shirt, then that person either gives the cashier the exact amount of money, or they don't. If I don't have the exact amount of money, then I give the cashier more money, and the cashier takes my money and gives me my change. Now, let's just think about change for a moment. The word change has got more than one meaning. First of all, when we use the verb to change, we mean to alter something, to make it different. When you go swimming, for example, you don't wear your normal clothes, do you? No. You go into the swimming baths, and when you get there, you pay to go in, and then you go into the changing rooms. The men and the boys go into the men's changing room, and the women and girls go into the women's changing room. And what happens then? Well, what do you think? Everyone gets changed into their swimming gear. The women and girls get changed into their swimming suits or bikinis, and the men and boys get changed into their swimming trunks. Some people change into their Speedos, and other people, more normal people, change into their swimming shorts. Okay, so we know that idea for the verb to change clothes, to take one set of clothes off and put another set of clothes on. Think about when you go to do sports. You don't do sports in your work clothes. Well, not normally. Normally you change into some other clothes, some clothes designed for sport before you start doing a sport. Now, let's think about another idea for change. If we think about change as a noun, not a verb, then there are two ideas we often think about, and both of these ideas are connected to money. The first idea is all about money. When people talk about change or loose change, they're talking about coins, not notes. When someone asks you how much money you've got on you, you might say, "I've got 15,000 forints and some loose change." All this means is that you have 15,000 forints in banknotes. We don't know the denominations of the notes. There are many, many different combinations. You could have 15 1,000 forint notes. You could have 7 2,000 forint notes and a 1,000 forint note. You could have 3 5,000 forint notes. The possibilities are impossible to work out. Well, Stephen Hawking could probably do it, but not me. It's impossible for me to work it out. So, if we say change or loose change, then we don't mean banknotes, we mean coins. Okay, so that's one idea. Now, the other idea that we normally see is when people talk about change in the way that we've already considered. When people talk about the money they get back after they buy something. If I pay for something, then sometimes, as we know, I might pay with the exact money. I might have the correct amount of money and then hand that amount of money over to the cashier. But as we all know, most of the time, we don't pay with the exact money. It's too time-consuming. It's much simpler to give the cashier more money than the item costs and then get change back. Now, when we use change in this sense, we're also talking about money, but now we're talking about the remainder after the price of the item I bought is subtracted from the amount of money I gave the cashier. Do you all remember the verbs to add and subtract? I know it was a long time ago, but when we add numbers, we put them together to calculate the total value. When we add 5 to 7, the total is 12, for example. Now, when we subtract, we do the opposite. If we subtract 7 from 12, we get 5. Now, when we first saw these two ideas, we saw another way of saying the same thing, didn't we? Yes, we used the words plus and minus, the words for these two signs. Now, a lot of you are probably scratching your heads and thinking, well, what's the difference between plus and add and minus and subtract? Well, the difference is that plus and minus are prepositions, and add and subtract are verbs. Most of the time, people use plus and minus when they're talking about adding and subtracting. It's much simpler. 5 plus 4 is 9. 5 added to 4 is 9. 20 minus 13 is 7. 20 subtract 13 is 7. So you see, they mean the same, but most people prefer to use plus and minus. It's simpler. Okay, now, back to where we were. Change. The idea of change is related to things you buy, prices you pay, and the money you get back. Your change is the amount of money you gave the cashier or waiter or barman minus the amount that the thing cost. So, if you go into a pub in London and buy 3 pints of lager in a pub, let's say the bill comes to, I don't know, £18. If you give the barman or barmaid a £20 note, then how much is your change? Well, let's think about it. You gave the barman or barmaid £20. The drinks cost £18, so 20 minus 18 equals 2. So your change is £2. So, that's the other main use of the word change. We often use this word when we're in bars or shops or pubs. Sometimes the staff forget to give us our change, or sometimes they give us the wrong change. In these situations, we have to tell them that something is wrong. But we haven't got time to go into that now. We'll have to have a look at that tomorrow because, yes, it's true, we're out of time. Our 15 minutes is up and we've got to go. But don't worry, we'll be back on your screens in no time. We're going to be here tomorrow afternoon at the same time. So hopefully we'll see you then. And if you can't make it, then you know you can always catch up with all of our lessons, the old ones and the newer ones, at the M5TV website, www.m5tv.hu. Okay, people, that's all from us for today. See you all later. Have fun. Bye.